Let's start the demonstration of Rekha Reddy. And I will be an MC, and I'm going to interpret English to Japanese. And I'll have Morii sensei introduce today's demonstrator, Rekha Reddy. Morii sensei, お願いいたします。
ここでないとダメだな。ごめんなさい。座ってないとダメ。座ってない。ああ、ごめんなさい。はい。皆さん、こんにちは。ようこそいらしてくださいました。ちょうど今回はカカロの、30周年記念の個展となります。ただ、残念ながら世界中に本当に感染症が蔓延して、今回のこの個展も当初はどうなることかと思っておりましたけども、なんとかこのようにスタートさせていただくことができました。また昨日、おとといまでは全てのイベントは、許可されない状態でしたので、このような形で皆様とお話しできるということも当初はなかった。それゆえに私たちいろいろ考えまして、こういう形で映像だけで皆様にお見せすることができるんじゃないかと。本来でしたら、私の大親友であります、レッカ・レディ。彼女はインドのハイデラバードに住んでおりまして、彼女のお母様もお花をとっても熱心にやってらっしゃいます。それで彼女自身もイケバナインターナショナルの会長と、それからお花流の支部長も両方務められて、世界中で大活躍をしてらっしゃるお花流の一級家元教授の先生でいらっしゃいます。彼女は本来でしたらここの現場で皆さんにデモンストレーターを見せる予定だったんですけども、こういうことですので、画像を通じて皆さんにお披露目することになりました。よろしくお願いします。じゃあ、レッカどうぞ自己紹介よろしくお願いします。レッカ、can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello, Rekha.
Hello, namaskaram.
Please introduce by yourself.
Thank you. Namaskaram to everybody. Congratulations to Kakaro for its 30th wonderful year and lovely exhibition and program. And my best wishes to all the friends of Kakaro and Ikebana friends and colleagues from India, Japan, and all over the world. It is a pleasure to be showing you a little bit of Ikebana from India today, and I hope you all enjoy it. My best wishes.
カカロの皆様、この度は30周年記念個展の開催、本当におめでとうございます。この場を借りて、カカロの皆様、そして世界の皆様にインドからイケバナの作品をご披露できること、大変嬉しく思っています。今日は、ぜひイケバナを楽しんでください。
This is a little welcome arrangement which I did in the last minute because Lotus just decided to bloom today. So though it was not in the plan, I just did a welcome arrangement. Lotus is very prayed to and revered in India, Japan, and in many countries. So a welcome waterside arrangement using a single lotus from the garden.
今日は、迎え花として、ハスが素晴らしかったので、ハスのお花で生けました。ハスは、インドと日本を結ぶための、お花です。
My first arrangement is going to be on a mirror. Pranay, can we have the spotlight, please?
一作目、鏡張りの敷板にガラスの花器で、傾ける形を生けました。
So I'm using this, doing an arrangement on a mirror, showing because the exhibition is titled Reflections. Reflections back and beyond. So I'm using a glass container and again a mirror reflecting the arrangement and reflecting not only last 30 years of the Kakaro, but Ikebana over the years. And I'm using foxtail asparagus. We have the red aglonema, and also we are using the oleander.
使用する花材は、フォークステールアスパラガス、アグラオネマ、赤いアグラオネマ、あと強竹糖です。温故知新というテーマに沿って、森井先生を筆頭にしたカカロメンバーの30年間の思い出を映し出す一作となっています。
And the lovely red leaves of the aglonema. This is the first arrangement where you see it's based on an inclining form and it's reflecting on the mirror because we have the exhibition as reflections of back and beyond.
フォークステールアスパラガスをメインに、私たち、30年間の思い出を映し出す、いかがだったでしょうか。
Thank you. In the next arrangement, I'm going to base this on a Bunjan style. I have a wooden base and ceramic vase.
2作目は、木製の敷板に陶器の中国製の牡蠣で文人帳を生けます。
And I'm using this wonderful leaf of the monster of philodendron, a large leaf as the main material here. Let it place it naturally like this. Like this. And along with this, I'm going to use the pods of the same monster. Then it's the flower and then it becomes the little pod. So these, they're actually part of it, but they fell down, so I thought it would be lovely to use them.
使用する花材は、アンスリウム
pods of the same monster, the stem.
使用する花材はモンステラ、ピンクのアンスリウム、それから草木、洋酒版の木、カラジウムです。
I'm putting the red clerodendron and I'm putting a little touch of the snow bush, that is called the snow bush. Just the pods peeping through. I have some more of the snow bush. I have given it a little support for height.
高さを出すために、1本入れました。
This is nice even with tree material, but I would like to use some pretty twisted anthuriums that I have. And these are very unusual twisted anthuriums. So I'm going to use these.
これらの、5つの花材は南国ならではの花材で、種も一緒の強いパワーのある、モンステラと、ねじれたピンクのアンソリウムがポイントです。
And this has unusual, where this looks a very unusual wabi-sabi kind of a flower. And a small twisted one. So this actually makes for materials. I'm just going to use a wonderfully shaded similar pink and white of another light colored leaf, the caladium, just to give it a touch as a backdrop.
後ろに、素晴らしいカラジウムを入れています。
So this is based on the Virgin style. This is the cover of the flower pot, which I'm leaving very naturally like this. And this has 5 materials, starting with the leaf with the pods, the anthuriums, the snow bush, clerodendron, giving it balance at the back, and a caladium leaf.
文鎮調の、スタイルで、後ろにも少し趣を持たせて、バランスの取れた作品に、なりました。南国ならではの花材で、強いパワーのあるモンステラと、ねじれたピンクのアンソリウムがポイントです。
I think today was the day of pink. It happened that everything pink, the lotus and everything happened that they all came in pink. And my friends were kind enough to send me whatever material was growing in their gardens. So today is completely garden material and nothing from the florist shop.
今回は、お友達が、お庭でできたものを提供してくれたので、それを、花材に使用しています。
The next arrangement that I'm doing, I have a wooden polished board, and in another friend's house, she had the beautiful the gourds. It's called a sponge gourd or the Neti Berakai. So these I'm going to use to show off the beauty of these sponge gourds.
3作目は、光沢のある木製の敷板と、小さなバスケットを使用して、小原流の定番である森花を生けていきます。使用する花材は、ヘチマ、赤唐辛子の茎、マスタードの茎、ジャケツイバラ、噴水草、赤い噴水草です。
The leaves are a little natural, they've been weathered to this color, and they have wonderful little tendrils, beautiful tendrils, which I'm going to show off.
ちょうど、いい茎がありますので、そこを生かしたいと思います。
I have a small container at the back where I'm going to just put a flow of flowers at the back also. The leaf of this. And along with this,
小さな、バスケットに非常に似合う花材です。
This whole thing I'm making with edible plant material. This is the sponge gourd. These are the mustard, which you get mustard seeds from.
茎ですね。
And you have little yellow mustard flowers also.
黄色いマスタードの花になります。
Show off the beautiful mustard berries in the line.
この、ちょうどいい、茎のカーブがありますので、そこを、生かしていけます。大きなヘチマの葉と黄色い花が特徴です。赤唐辛子は、インド料理にはよく使われていますし、マスタードシードは盛り物にも使用されます。
And these are again from the friend's garden, the red chilies, which we use a lot in Indian cooking and in spices. So a touch of red.
よくインド料理で
Spicy feel.
スパイスとして使用される赤唐辛子です。
So red chilies. And I'm going to put the flowers of the same sponge gourd. These are the flowers of the sponge gourd, the same material. It's a nice spot of yellow. This one peek it through. One in the heart of the arrangement, the flowers of the sponge gourd. And there were some flower buds which are just fallen down, so they're loose. So I just put a couple of them just fallen down. There. So we do have the Caesalpinia peacock flower and grass, red fountain grass, which I thought, but there is already a lot of material, so we will not use that.
ジャケツイバラや、噴水草、赤い噴水草を、お好みで、入れていきます。入れていって、素敵な、3作目の完成です。
Thank you very much. So this is a based on a morimono. It's completely edible plant material, sponge gourd, mustard, and red chili. So if anybody is hungry, you can start thinking of food and your red chilies now.
赤唐辛子も、マスタードも、食べ物として使用できますので、お腹空いたらぜひ、使ってください。
As you can see in this arrangement, the next one, I've used a colorful, nice bright red ceramic container. It's an orangish red container, and a little bit of base. And these are lovely drying tomatoes from the tomato plant in my house. And all the leaves have dried up, but the tomatoes are hanging on red and fresh. So this is to show off the beauty of it in the red vase. Also, I liked it because it was matching the obe, which a friend gave me. So I have an obe here, and I have an Indian traditional silk here. So because we have India and Japan here today, and this is the next arrangement I'll be doing. These are the holy basil. The material I'm using is the tomato.
壁には、インド独特の、掛け軸を掛けにあった、掛け軸、トマト、バジル、オウムバナ、オレンジのがパナマローズです。
So we have the tomato, holy basil, which most of us have in our house. I'm going to be using 2 varieties of heliconia and the Panama rose.
これらも、庭にあったものを、買っているそうです。
And to finish it, a small orange flower. It's called the orange Panama rose. So the whole arrangement has kind of an orange theme to it. I've just bunched these up together.
最後に、小さな、オレンジのお花を生けます。
So this is, I have cleaned the material and cut many of them ready and kept them ready. So it's faster to arrange and show more material. This is a very typical material of the tropical areas. And these are the ones that grow commonly and quite easily in our gardens also. So this is a typical garden arrangement with the tomatoes, the holy basil, 2 kinds of heliconia, and the orange Panama rose.
今回、トマト、バジル、オウムバナ、パナマローズを使用していけましたが、すべてインド伝統的な、皆さん庭でよく見かける、ものを使用して、います。
So tall vase arrangements have their own beauty, so it's always nice to show one tall vase arrangement. And mainly because I had these tomatoes flowing down like that. That is why I decided to use the tall vase, because I wanted to show off the tomato berries also.
トマトがだいぶ下に下がっていますので、それとバランスを、取るように、他の、葉っぱなどを、が入っています。すべて食べることができる花材で、バジルは、医療目的で、僧侶に使用されているそうです。
For the last arrangement today, what I'll be using is the tender coconut. So this is a tender coconut, and then we break it open and you have the beautiful coconut water, which is, so the coconut water is called the elixir of life here because it's so healthy and so good for any kind of condition. And it's like it has so many nutrients in it. So I'm using coconut. I'm going to use 3 of them. And what you see here is a base. The base under which I'm putting the coconut so that it will stay steady. So I have 3 of these. And I have the 3 bases for them.
今回ココナッツの中をくり抜いたものを、3つと、あと、ヤシの木でできたものを使って、回る形を入れていきます。
I'm trying to do kind of a circular form with this.
3つを使って回るように、いけていきます。で、ココナッツの、中にある水というのは、不老不死の霊薬として、親しまれています。なので、今回それ、カカのためにもそれを、選択しました。
And these are what are used commonly by the people. When you want to hold something with a rounded base like a pot, we put them on this. And this is natural. It is made with the leaves of the palmyra tree leaves. It's made with that. So even in fact in India, the ladies, they put this on the head. Then they put a water pot on it, and you see them walking in the villages to balance it nicely on the head also.
あれはよく、インドでも、使われていて、さっきのように頭の上に乗せたりして、使われるそうです。
Here I will be using coxcomb. All these are the friends. Some material from my garden is from the friend's garden. The curcuma, coxcomb. And then we have some nice nephrolepsis or these ferns. And apart from the 3 material, I may add in some of the variegated maranta and the lantana also.
今回使用する花材は、ケイトウコン、それからシダ、カラテア、あとランタナを使用します。
So main lines going around like in a circle, clockwise.
時計回りに、回っていますね。
Add some more small fillers wherever necessary. Along with this, to connect it, I have some of the ferns, very lovely and very lacy kind of ferns that I'll be using. Forming small connects. They don't look like three separate arrangements. That is 4 leaves, and then I'm going to put in my small 5th one. Will be shorter. The hole in the coconut, we can make it small. If you're using wider material, you can make it big. When you make it smaller, it's easier for your material to stay. So of course, we all drank up the coconut water, but then I filled it with water because it stays well for a few days.
花材の大きさによって、中の穴、調節できます。小さい、花材の場合は穴を比較的小さくし、大きい場合は、穴を大きくして、調節します。あと中に入れる水も安定するように、置いています。
Now it's time for the lovely curcuma, which has another nice shade of pink, which is going to be another line here, adding to the touch of color. I have 5 of these totally. Add, so it becomes like a circular form, and we can all these were some very colorful leaves in the garden, so I was very tempted to use them. So actually this is also complete with 3 kinds of materials, but we can add in a touch of this also. If you want to make it more full, maybe we just add a smaller leaf flowing out along with it.
葉っぱは、大きすぎたらちょっと小さくしながら、調節して。こちらの、カラフルな、葉っぱも、庭で、できたそうです。
This is with 4 kinds of materials. We can add more, we can have less. It's very tempting when you see things in the garden and you feel like adding. So because this is kind of based on an advanced Hana issue, it is not necessary to put 5 or an odd number of material. You can even put just 4 and leave it, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you feel like, you can just put in a touch of color of the lantanas, or because it looks full enough. In fact, I'll trim some more leaves because we don't want it to look very cluttered either. And just show more of the cocktail.
5種類使用しましたが、すべて使う必要なく、 中の、量を見て、あまり、入れすぎないように、調整します。
This forms a connecting link, and this is circular arrangement. We can make them in one line and place it like a one row form, like a narabu, or on your dining table. I use this often on the dining table and put the coconuts in a row and put some low flowers. So you can use it in so many kinds of ways. You can use it single. It's also like recycling, and it's part of nature. So it would be nice to show these kind of material also, and especially for children to do. They enjoy doing things, little things like this. So we can introduce them to nature and to Ikebana even at an earlier age. So this is the last arrangement for today, and it's made in coconuts, because I said we'll give it an Indian touch in the end with coconut. So it's from much good wishes and love from everybody in India to all the friends of Kakaro and everybody who's watching from all the other countries also. Thank you so much for the wonderful opportunity. It's been a pleasure showing you.
回る形は、食卓にも、置きますし、子どもたちのためにも、使われる、そうです。で、今回、私たちの絆が、永遠でありますように、ココナッツの、不老不死の例薬として、親しまれているココナッツを選んで、一作としました。今回ちょっと時間が、質疑をとちょっと時間を省くために、私の方で事前に3つほど、質問をRekha, Morii want to greet you?
Yes. 本当にありがとうございました。素晴らしいデモンストレーションをインドのハイデラバードから見せていただきました。彼女と私はもう本当に長い付き合いです。その中で国を越えて国境を越えてこの地球に住む、仲間としてIkebanaの仲間としてずっと良い付き合いをしています。今回彼女は本当はこの現場でいるはずでしたけども、今のこれからの時代だと思います。こんな形で、今のこの時間に同じ時間に共有できる幸せを持っています。Thank you so much, Rekha. I'm very much happy and really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tamaki-san.
今回ちょっと時間を省くために改めて、3つほどちょっと質問を、私の方でちょっと事前に用意してますので聞いてみたいと思います。Rekha, what's the how did you start running Ikebana? どのようにIkebanaを始めたのか聞いてみたいと思います。How did you start Ikebana in India?
I think I was introduced to it early because my parents went to Japan in 1959, before I was born, on the way to Canada where my father was training for pediatrics as a doctor. They stopped in Tokyo for a few days, and my mother and father said they fell in love with the Japan and with the Ikebana art, and she's been doing it since I was a baby, so I was seeing it, and I think growing up with the with nature, it helped.
ご両親がカナダに行く道中でIkebanaに触れてIkebana始めたそうです。で、そのご両親に習ってRekha先生もIkebanaを始めたということです。 次はですね、インドならではの、難しさ、インドで生ける難しさと、あと利点をちょっと聞いてみたいと思います。What's the difficulties doing Ikebana in India and the good points of it?
Points. Okay. At this point, first I must thank my mother Shamala for introducing me to Ikebana and my father Dr. Rekha Reddy, and also my teacher Morii for teaching me this art, and they made it easy. So I don't see much difficulty. I think it's all positive. It's very easy because if you have the heart for nature and if you enjoy it, we can make use of local material. It's difficult to get Japanese vases and Japanese material, but we can always use local flower material and use it in the Ikebana style. So I think it's mostly positive points. There's nothing not very difficult. So.
難しさとしては、日本の花材やっぱり、を手に入れることが難しいんですが、大体の場合、インドで手に入る、インド独特の花材を使用して、やってますので、特に難しさというのは感じたことはありませんということです。Okay. At last, please give a message to the audience here in Japan. メッセージを最後にいただきたいと思います。Go ahead.
Just to thank all of you who are watching so patiently, and thank you for letting us spread your wonderful art, because it is to do with nature, and nature is welcome all over, and Ikebana is such a beautiful art, whichever school it is. So I think we should all keep spreading this art and understanding of culture between countries, so the whole world is a more peaceful place, and that's what we should hope for.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。文化の人たちの理解を、いけばなもぜひ広めていきたいと思っています。
Arigato gozaimasu. Namaskaram, and thank you so much again. Thank you for the wonderful opportunity.
素晴らしい機会ありがとうございました。